Hi, I'm Sharon,
And I'm Keith.
and welcome to Reels Across the World. So this is our top tips for dealing with Patagonia. On the Argentinian side, we flew from Ushuaia to El Calafate, and then we got with El Charlton Travel. Just booked the bus when we got there, straight out of baggage reclaim. It's on your right, and we just booked the next bus, and it took us directly to El Charlton, where we were going to do Mount Fitzroy the next day. It was all fine. We had a lovely little Airbnb that was a short walk, had cooking facilities, so we thought we'd just cook, make life easier.
So off we went to the supermarket, expecting to find
Food.
lots of food. Very, very slim pickings. Not very much in the shops, and what there was incredibly expensive. So we kept it simple and inventive.
Some pasta, bought some tomatoey saucy thing, add some cream corn and some vegetables.
Tinned vegetables.
Yeah, haven't tried those in years. But do you know what? It was actually a really nice meal, and it did us 2 nights, which was even better.
So it was all right, but it's probably one of the top things in El Charlton is food is very expensive. Everything's very expensive actually.
Yeah,
So
the night in between we did eat out, and that wasn't cheap.
Yeah,
But it was lovely,
yeah.
and that was great. So yeah, we set off the next day to do Mount Fitzroy from about 7 a.m. We were trying for 7, but we knew nothing about park fees at all at this point. We were very confused because no one had ever mentioned it in any videos or information that we'd watched. It turns out that just before Christmas they had put on, we went in February, this 45,000 Argentinian pesos fee to do the national park,
it's about $45 each.
and a bit less in pounds. So the best part of like £85, we think. Even if you can, I'm pretty sure you could pay with a credit card, but because we set off early, we didn't need to do that. But we just intended to set off early. It wasn't we were trying to save money. It was just potluck. So quite surprised at that.
What was lovely about setting off early was the light was absolutely beautiful. So as the sun rose, we were on the hills above El Charlton, looking down, and it was just beautiful light as we set off.
It was
on the
an
walk.
absolute lovely walk, and I know other people have said it's a little bit steep and then it goes very flat for a very long time, and that was really beautiful. We saw a lovely rainbow, and we saw some lovely little woodpeckers. You'll see the footage here.
Yeah.
And it was just nice, just really pleasant.
And we were on the Laguna de los Tres walk, which is probably the most popular walk of them.
Yeah, it's labelled as Fitzroy, to be fair.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong. Very easy, very pleasant, met some nice people along the way, and then we knew at some point it was going to get steeper. So it got steeper, it was fine, but we were watching people coming down thinking, they look really well wrapped up, and they were saying it's very windy up there.
And wow, was it windy. It was actually, it was windy enough that you struggled to stand up.
Yeah.
So it was really pretty brutal at the top. It was quite cold and very, very windy. So
it was sunny, but we weren't really, well, we had enough layers. Layers definitely the key, whichever time you do it really. But it was very beautiful, but it did mean that we then couldn't quite go over and get such nice pictures, and where you can see both lakes. We were really keen to try and do that, but we thought, what is the point? It
would have been dangerous, I think. And actually, the other thing was that Fitzroy had a lot of cloud around it, so you couldn't really see it in our photos.
The cloud sort of came and went, but we did get some nice pictures more when we walked down. We'll share those with you as well. Absolutely worth it. Lovely experience, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was just a bit brutal at the top, and I think that's partly the experience of Patagonia. Is the weather is very variable, and we were lucky because we booked a few days. And so we had a couple of days that we could select from. Basically.
Yeah, but we could see the next day. The next day was going to be rainy, so it was a bit like, we got to take potluck with this one.
Yeah.
And it didn't really disappoint. It just wasn't prepared for the wind.
And it wasn't quite the Instagram moment at the top.
Yeah, it wasn't. But we've still been, and we still enjoyed it, and we met some lovely people that we then ended up going for dinner within that night and had a few drinks. We had a lovely evening. It again wasn't cheap, but it was lovely, and you just got to do these things sometimes, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the next day we made an admin day because we would have done some smaller walks that had been close, and no idea whether they would have to pay for the smaller ones. There were some other little lagoons we could have seen, lagunas.
But it was just a sort of miserable day. It was like a miserable British
But we had planning to do. We booked a few things and got sorted for our next day, where it was a beautiful morning. So some nice pictures here we shared. We got them and a different company bus back to El Calafate.
All the way back to El Calafate. It stops at the airport, but
Yeah.
we obviously just stayed on the bus and it carried on then to El Calafate.
Yeah, which was lovely. And we booked another Airbnb because Booking.com had all the time said we had a confirmed booking, even though they had come back to me, it was a little apartment, and said, we're cancelling the booking. So I don't know what happened there, but we ended up with just the most charming little Airbnb, and there's some pictures here that was really cute, and the owner was absolutely lovely. We were the second people to stay there, so that was absolutely really sweet, and it was just so sunny and so central to the bus station. Definitely, I would recommend having the accommodation near the bus station, because you need to get out there, in and out quite a bit.
El Calafate is small enough to walk around, but not with all your luggage. So it was actually, we dropped off our luggage. We were right by a supermarket as well, which is kind of handy. So we could drop off our luggage and then set off and have a little wander around El Calafate town, which was really nice. We just did a little wander around. We actually met somebody from our Antarctic cruise.
We were on the next door cabin.
Yeah, so which is kind of a weird small world experience. But then we decided to go off to the glaciarium.
That was really lovely and worth the money. So there's a free bus that leaves from the tourist information every hour on the hour, and we're really glad we did. We did the ice bar there, which I really loved, and we learned lots about
it really gave us a much more insight into the glacier, how it works, what happens in the glacier, why it carves, all the sort of and all the details of the sort of history of the glaciers and
how important Perito Moreno, who the glacier is named after, was to Argentina and Patagonia generally.
And how they Perito Moreno had basically defined the border between, or helped define the border between Chile and Argentina, and how they defined that. So it was actually really interesting and well worth doing before you go to the glacier.
Most of it was in English, actually. So that made a difference, that we could help understand. We did have a really nice time. It had most amazing views out on the trip, and that's the other thing, because you get that nice courtesy bus. You can see the lake, you get that sort of trip on there. Whereas lots of accommodation was that side, but for practicalities it was much better to be where we are, which was nearer the bus station and the airport to get back. I'd say that was a pretty top tip, but got some nice pictures. And we just need to go, there's like a little stairway that takes you down into El Calafate town. We had to go up and down. Where the famous signs there as well. You've got to take those pictures of those signs.
So we really enjoyed it, and and then the next day we went to the glacier.
We booked the ticket the night before for the bus, and the 8:30 one was cheapest at 40,000 pesos each. Which was pretty good value for that, really. And the big bonus, although I'm not sure we should say this, was that we weren't. A man did get on the bus, and we were like, "What is he doing?" And then he got off the bus, and then we got there, and we were like, "I don't know where we pay," but we didn't need to for some reason. So lots of other people had the 2 or 3 day pass that you can get for both El Charlton, Mount Fitzroy, and other things, which probably, I don't know if that was a good idea or not. We had paid park fees in Ushuaia, so we didn't feel that. But that too would have been 45,000.
So we went. We actually met up with a couple on the bus, and then went round the glacier with them, seeing just really beautiful views, and you could see the carving happening as we walked around, and hear it as well, the sound of it. You could also hear the Bergy Seltzer going on, so it's actually amazing experience, and just basically just walking around on the pathways that they have around the glacier. So it was a
we
great
didn't do
experience.
any of the boat trips or trekking it, because obviously we've been to Antarctica just 2 weeks before, so we didn't really feel that we needed to, but they're all available, and you can just book those as you arrive very easily.
Yeah, so really lovely. Had a lovely time. Got the bus back to El Calafate. Had a cup of tea with our new friends in our
Because
in
we
our
were so
little
near the bus station. It's
B&B.
really
It
handy.
was really nice. And then we went off again and had a little wander around El Calafate again, just to soak in the
Wandered
atmosphere.
in the local church just to try and get a feel. It is very touristy, and you don't need to book any of those official trips. We did it for, as I say, for the 40,000 each, and the bus was lovely. We got picked up back about 2:30, easily enough
Yeah.
time, and then we still had some afternoon left, which is lovely.
Yeah,
And that was it. So we stayed those 2 nights, and we loved it. Yeah, sat and ate out on the
Yeah.
decking. It was lovely where we were. And when we pre-booked a taxi, you can actually see a taxi from the bus station. So we just wandered over there, and with a bit of help of Google Translate, worked out when we needed to get our taxi in the morning. We showed him, because it's such a brand new property, we just showed him a picture of, this is it,
Yeah.
do you know? And he's like, yeah, I know.
yeah.
And they found us.
And he also connected with us on WhatsApp. So in the morning, he
Yeah,
was kind
he
of he
said,
could
"We're on our
text
way,"
us on
kind of
our.
thing.
He's saying I'm on my way, etc. So we could kind of it was very reassuring and easy to contact him. So it's all very easy. Back to the airport, lovely airport lounge in El Calafate. Thoroughly recommend it.
And best of all, we were reunited with our lonely planet, going
Yeah.
to South America. But our children had brought us, and we had left on the plane in our rush to get out to book the bus. Somehow, between us, we left this book, and they said when we checked in that if you go to the police station, everything has to be handed in. And when we said about a book, showed him a picture from Amazon of what it looked like, and he was just the loveliest policeman. I gave him a hug because he's reunited us with the book. And and later another time we met another couple who managed to leave a Kindle on a plane,
Yeah.
and they got theirs back. Don't know if it was the same airport.
So,
very honest.
we had not expected to get that back. As a top tip, if you
Yeah,
leave
we
anything
were on
on
a Fly
plane,
Bondi flight as well.
yeah,
So
leave anything on a plane. It's likely
Fly
to be in
Bondi,
the
we can say
police
something nice
police
about you.
station of the place that you flew into. So that's actually quite a good tip if you do leave anything on a plane.
yeah, do go back, and you'll be surprised what you get back.
So that was our experience of Patagonia. Actually, a really wonderful place. Variable weather, take lots of layers. It's likely to be wet and windy.
You
and
can use your credit card everywhere as well.
Yeah.
And it gets the $3 rate now, so forget all that. Things about taking your wads of cash. Western
Yeah.
Union, you just do not need it. You can use a debit as well, so
Yeah.
whichever you prefer.
So that was really easy.
And then
We were flying off to get to Posadas. So
No.
Oh, sorry, Bariloche. We went to Bariloche.
We
after
went
that.
to Bariloche,
Yeah.
and we're going to post that video later today as well. So
Excellent. Okay. Well, hope
later.
you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions, if you think we missed anything out that you think is a major feature of southern Patagonia that we didn't do, I mean, we're not hikers, and I think a lot of people would say hiking is what El Charlton's all about, and we probably, we did a hike, but we're not really massive hikers.
Yeah.
So
and just say we did stick to the Argentinian side, but sneakily we're in Chile now.
yes.
So we have done Chile as well, but not the Patagonia bit. We'll share that one. We've got some catching up to do.
I'm sure there's some amazing parts of southern Italy, southern Chile. Southern Chile.
I think it's time we say goodbye.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, subscribe, ask any questions you want to know about our trip, and we will gladly answer them. Hopefully see you